Hello, everyone, and welcome to Silverline Silver Sunday. Let me rearrange some of this stuff here. I am your host. Today is December 28th, 2025. It is the last show of 2025, so y'all better enjoy the heck out of it, is all I got to say.
I'm sad.
I know, sad, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did I brush my hair? I didn't even brush my hair. That's okay. It's cut. Where the background? I don't need the background. What do I need? I need the overlay.
Take your time, Roland, just like they do on TV.
I know. You know, on TV they have big staffs, and they.
Just push a button.
There we go. All right, now we'll move Martin to the middle. All right, and I am here. As always, with Roberta Conroy. Say hi,
Hello.
Roberta.
Hi.
Are you glad this is the last
Glad
Sunday?
and sad.
Kinda
Glad and sad.
Hey,
Yeah.
wait, Roberta, do you realize that when this year ends, we will have successfully gone through a quarter of the 21st century?
Yikes.
Right. And we are also joined by that man in the mask guy himself, Mr. Mike W. Belcher.
Well, I was in a good mood till you just said that whole quarter century.
I know. I'm kind of bummed now.
I'm kind of bummed out now.
I could have done without that Christmas present.
I could have done without that, so I'll just say hi.
That's good
I
enough. Good enough.
remember.
Who's clacking? That must be Martin. Martin's clacking
Sorry.
on the keyboard.
I clack gently. I type hard. I'm just sharing it out on Facebook.
We are also joined, as usual, by the New Year's baby himself, Mr. Tom Mason.
Hey, everybody. Martin, that
Say
should
hi,
be your
Tom.
business card. I type hard.
I type hard. And we are joined by a friend of Silverline, Mr. Cosmic Times himself, Martin Pierro.
Hey,
Say hi, Martin.
That's me. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Hello, everybody.
Absolutely. We are anxious, Martin, to find out what is up for you and Cosmic Times in 2026, because this has been an interesting 2025. Before we do that, though, was Santa Claus good to everyone?
Very.
Santa
Yeah,
Claus was good.
always.
Santa Claus was good to me.
What'd you
Look what
get?
I got
What is
Going
that?
Home, which is number 13 in the series for Cerebus. Right?
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
I know. I also got. Oh, y'all will like this one. Martin will like this one. I got the hard. It's the hardcover, Fantastic Four
Wow.
collection. The first. What is it?
Was it first
Oh.
50? First 20?
No, it's the first 10.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
that's
But
cool.
I know it's in a hardcover.
That's
Me
great.
and Kirby,
I
the
also
second
got-
best run.
This is a
What is this
hardcover. A hardcover
I
of
recognize
iRobot.
that.
Oh, yeah.
I've been wanting this one for a while.
It's a
Classic.
graphic novel?
That's great.
The great thing about the FF thing is you can actually see Kirby grow into the role.
I know.
'Cause
Well,
the first few issues of Fantastic Four are kind of iffy.
yeah, and look at them early on. They're ugly. Look at
Oh,
how
don't say that.
look at how ugly Reed Richards is. He looks like he's
They look like old men.
yeah. And Ben Grimm, right?
Mhm.
He's pretty still.
He looks like somebody's dad ready to commute to work.
He doesn't look like a high school kid though, right? I mean,
No.
look at that.
But he's hot tempered.
So anyway, those are some of my highlights. So I know Tom, you brought show and tell. So what do you got?
I did bring show and tell. So I got. I've been looking at this for a long time. I got the new Avengers Veracity Trap by
Oh, so cool.
Chip Kidd and Michael Cho. It looks great. I can't wait to
Now,
dive into that. I also got.
That's not a reprint though, is it? That's new stuff.
No, it's brand new thing, brand new
Yeah.
hardcover,
What? Oh my god.
original story, and I also got Patrick McDonald's Superheroes Journey.
Superhero's Journey. Wow.
He's
Now,
he's
what
the guy
is
that
that?
does the Nuts comic strip, and he
Okay.
takes on. He's got a
Can
whole new take on the
The Watcher.
Marvel Universe. Yeah, with
Oh, nice.
Mm.
Nice.
the Watcher. So
Very cool. Mike, I
that
think
was my
had-
unboxing.
Yeah,
You had
I've got a
something,
couple
didn't
of things.
Okay, what do you got?
Something I've been looking forward to for a while, and DC for some reason hasn't had it in print for a very long time, and that is Batman Year 3
Wow.
from Marv Wolfman and Pat Broderick with some
Nice.
covers by George Perez.
Sweet.
Nice.
So, and like I said, it's a very nice hardback, oversized, and like I said, it was something that was definitely on the list this year when I saw it coming out. And I have,
You kind of like the oversized stuff.
I could take it or leave it. Comic size is fine with me. Now, like the Absolutes or like the Parker Martini edition, those were worth the size.
Yeah.
It was the Martini edition for Darwin Cook's art was beautiful, and
Well,
it was so worth the size.
And that's kind of what I'm getting at. I kind of like them when they're a little bit larger because you kind of get to see the artwork a little bit better.
Yeah.
I
mean, it's a
kinda like
showcase.
that. Yeah.
You can go through it and you can really appreciate, a lot of the line work and a lot of the stuff of that nature. But, again, when it's the little smaller sizes, I don't mind that either because it's just nice to have it. It's like this, it's like the original John Law. This is comic book size or regular hardback size.
That's Eisner, right?
That's Eisner.
Oh, yeah.
This was his attempt as he was leaving the Spirit to create new stuff. And
wow.
It wasn't really going anywhere, and so he repurposed the whole story into a Spirit story. That he basically just redrew. John Law had an eye patch, so he put the Spirit's mask on him, and just redrew a bunch of different little things, but kept the story pretty much intact.
Yeah.
And what's kind of interesting about it is that he gave a real deep look into the Spirit's childhood by having to go back and redo that, and it, gave a whole different dimension to the character, even late in the run. So even though John Law was kind of thrown to the side, what he gained, but this actually is that story repurposed or actually reshown as it was originally supposed to be. But it's also got 4 original stories by Gary Challoner. Challoner. Okay.
Yeah.
And he went, Eisner gave him his blessing to do new stories back in the early 2000s before he passed away. And like I said, it's a good book, and it was definitely on the list, and I'm very appreciative of having it. Nice.
We got several comments already, you guys. Pops says, "Hey, yo, what's up, Pops? As always, thanks for the support you show us, Pops. Hope you had a Merry Christmas and your New Year's good." Sammy, how do I go live? Well, you know what? Sammy J30, talk to Pops. Pops will take care of you. He'll tell you out. Baby Sophie 19 says hi. David A. Gutierrez says, "Have you finished reading Cerebus, Rolla?" I have not. I have gotten up to
issue 10.
Right about there. It's either 10 or 11. I have to go back and look. And I know there's 15 of them. So I haven't read 15, 14, 13, and 12. I know. 11, I don't remember. So I just have to go back and look. I did start a reread when I started asking for these last year. I'm only on about Church and State right now, which is really, really good for those of you who hadn't read it. Jose, what's up? He said, "So old eyes can appreciate." Yeah, that's kind of one of the reasons I like the larger stuff.
I like the big size.
Yeah. And then David A. Scura says, "Mike, is that Hard Case Crime?"
Yeah, that's Titan Comics Hard Case imprint.
Okay, cool. Nice. I know, Roberta, we kind of sprung this on you. Did you have anything? Show and tell?
I do.
She's reaching into the depths of space,
Yes.
y'all.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could see it.
Doesn't
No,
show.
you can't. Monstrous number 1. I
Oh,
always miss
okay.
that one.
Marjorie Lou.
It is so gorgeous.
Yes.
So
Nice.
excited to have this. It looked just, it's hard to see with
Yeah,
all,
it is.
but it's beautiful.
Yeah, nice.
Oy.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So pretty. So
Yeah.
that was a good one.
Yeah. Martin, what about you? Santa Claus bring you anything interesting?
Not comic wise. Nobody.
Oh, no.
No Santa Claus around me or in my family, I should say. I really pays much attention to what I read in comics, so they don't really know what I'm into. But I am. I'm really big into these Atari reissues.
What
and
is
they
that?
put out. Well, they reissued the
That's fun.
Atari, the Atari Plus, and they put out a Pac-Man edition, and you could buy all these different controllers that match each of the ghosts. So I got 2 of those. I got pink and orange. I already had red and yellow, so I just need one more to complete the set, the blue.
So you're like a collector of Atari stuff, huh?
Yeah, I did a thing at PalmCon this year. I bought a bunch of the Atari Pluses and I set up a whole aisle of just televisions and old Ataris. And I said, play your grandpa's video games.
Yeah.
I lost a lot of quarters playing Ms. Pac-Man in
Because
the
I mean,
bar.
it's that old
man.
at this point.
Mine was Asteroids.
Oh,
I got it. Come over and play.
Oh man, I fed that machine quarter. You know, this was back in the day when you could take your quarters, put $1 up on the asteroid machine, and sit there and play for 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
As well as drop a couple bucks, get 3 or 4 comics, a Snicker, and a Coke.
Well, they had the great thing about the Asteroids machine and some of the others is they had a slot
I can't
with
hear Tom. Can you guys hear Tom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally can't hear him.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Do you need a translator?
No, it's weird. I can hear everybody else but Tom.
What?
Consider that for the best, really.
What?
Others have been begging for that.
Tom said, "Consider it for the best, Martin."
No, but it's weird. I mean, I don't understand it. I thought maybe something happened before when he was talking, but it's happening again. So
There was a switch that we could turn off each other. I could turn myself off.
I didn't know we could turn the volume down on one person.
You can.
It's
You
weird.
absolutely can.
That's
Y'all
crazy.
just- how long have we been streaming, and y'all are just now learning this?
No, but
Can
as a
someone turn 'em up?
listener, I didn't think
How do
so.
I turn them
I don't
up?
pay any attention to the technical
I don't know
stuff.
how to turn them up. I don't know what's happening. How do I make them so I can hear them?
You know what? I don't know. Look, if you look to the bottom of your screen, just under us, I think,
Yeah.
or
Looking at
maybe, or if you put your cursor over him, you see the little hamburger, little 3 dots. If you put,
I don't have that because I'm not, in charge of the
well, you should.
thing.
I don't. Yeah, and that's what I'm not really sure. David A. Scooter says variants are even hitting joysticks. That's true, and that's
True.
scary.
That is true. Oh no, I have 2 different Ataris. The Pac-Man edition is yellow as opposed to black and wood.
Tom,
It's
can
the
you
same
hear
exact
Martin?
thing.
I hear Martin fine.
But I can't hear that. I know he's speaking, but I'm just reading lips.
And I can't turn on like closed captions or anything like that.
But I can't click on him. Now this is weird. I've never seen this before. I have everybody, all 5 of us on one side, and then there's just Tom and Mike in another box to the left.
That's what I have.
You can close that little box. It just under it. It says hide vertical, and
Doesn't say that on my
I
screen.
just expanded it. I'm like rolling with technology here. Let's see.
Steve Scott, look at this. Steve Scott
Hey,
Tarts
Steve.
says hi from Belgium, guys. Hope I am not so late as to enjoy more. If you're just tuning in, Steve, you're going to hear most of the show. We're going to quiz Martin today. And whenever Tom asks questions, he's going to have to.
Sorry,
one of
guys,
us is going to have to ask Tom's questions.
I'm doing everything I can. I got me.
You're going to have to write on little signs.
That's right.
You could do Pictionary. Maybe he could catch it.
That's right.
This would be fun. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know why this is like this, and I can't make it stop.
Oh, that's
People
too
have said
funny.
that about me for years.
Yeah. Well, see, and here's the other thing. Here's the other thing. Tom's going to be telling jokes, and we're going to be laughing, and Martin's going to be going, "Man, I didn't realize I was this funny, and I didn't really say hardly anything."
Well, when you guys laugh, I'll just laugh along, and I'll go, right, exactly. Tom
It's a
has
courtesy
point.
laugh,
Uh,
like my parents used to do.
all right, Martin, let's jump right in here. So
right.
Cosmic Time started in, if I remember our conversation correctly, 2009.
I put my first book out in 2009. I made the company legal in 2008, and I kind of started working on it in 2007.
Okay, so you've been around for a year or two.
1 or 2, yeah.
Yeah.
I have the grades to prove it.
So let's talk about it. And listen, we don't. You've been on here before, So, but Diamond is kind of screwing people over. So it's okay to name names now.
Is Diamond still a thing? I stopped dealing with them.
No, yeah. Well, so here's my question: when did you stop dealing with Diamond? Do they still owe you money? Do they have any of your books? Talk about any of that.
No, they don't owe me any money. I did get paid for the books I shipped them.
That's good.
I know that was after you stopped getting paid. I feel bad about that.
That's
But
okay.
I did get an order for 9 copies of my next trade paperback, and I said, you know what? I just think we're not going to keep going with this. It's not worth shipping 9 just the shipping alone, it's not worth it for nine units.
Yeah.
So that was back, I want to say midsummer.
And when you're not even sure they'll pay you, right?
Yeah, I just don't want to roll the dice. Every from January to, I don't know, June, every other week there was a new person there or a different person because they kept firing people.
Yeah.
So I was just going through the staff. And so I don't feel comfortable dealing with them. So I'm making moves, making plans, doing things that hopefully will
and that's what we're here to learn. We
Mm-hmm.
want to know all about it. Steve Scott said, "Hey, I gave a thumbs up. Others do so too." Yes, Steve, thank you. Tom is supposed to say that every.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, kids.
That's right.
Tom. Oh, that was a good one, buddy.
Oh, let's see. David A. Scooterhead says, "Dude, I think it was a toy magazine that was liquidated by Diamond, but the publisher never saw a cent from those sales. Heard this secondhand for the record."
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this is not about so we'll talk about what Diamond still owes us at a later date. So you've kind of already washed your hands of Diamond, right?
I like to say I washed my hands, but there's just nothing left to even hold on to. They don't put out a catalog. They don't put out a digital catalog. It's just an online web porthole.
Yeah.
My retailer, who you know, Mark, he's
Local.
he's washed his hands of Diamond as well. He says it's just too much of a headache to deal with.
A lot of the local down here in Florida, a lot of the local retailers, I've heard the exact same thing from them, is that they're done. They're done with Diamond because, they're just everything that's going on the last year. So I know you do a lot of shows because I see you at a lot of the local shows.
Yes.
What's your strategy? What's Cosmic Time's plan for 2026? How are you planning to fill the gap that that Diamond left for Cosmic Times?
Well, I fumbled through the year for the most part, trying to figure out what I was going to do.
Many of us did.
I don't want to name names at this point because I don't like, talking about people. But I was working for leading into halfway through November into December, was working with an aggregate, as somebody who will get you into the Lunar catalog. I reach out to Lunar every other month, and every other month I get the exact same response. So, I'm not going to give that up. Every other month they're going to get an email from me. Hope they
do. They still send you to Massive?
Well, yes, they have been, but this was a different aggregate beside that isn't Massive that I was dealing with, and there was a lot of Zoom calls and things like that. And then suddenly there was a lot of missed Zoom calls. I was supposed to be on a call, and the guy messaged me after it started saying, "Hey, we got to reschedule." Like, not very professional, but whatever. And
now, were these without names? Were these with other small press comic companies?
They do represent at least one right now.
Okay.
It's Source Point Press is the company they represent, so you can figure it out from there. Anyways, but I won't name names.
Okay.
And we had our meeting. I sent them some copies of my books, and they were actually very harsh. And it was the first time. Actually, the first time I'm talking about this anywhere near publicly. The first time I have been rejected since being rejected from Diamond back in 2013 was the last time I got rejected from Diamond.
Wow.
So that hit me hard. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You don't want this? And I was like, I'll peel
Who
off.
wouldn't want that?
No, I don't mean that in an egotistical way. It's just, 17 years in the business, and I offered to peel off a big fat wad of cash. They said they didn't say no, but they're like, maybe this isn't the time. Blah, blah, blah. So I was left cut to the wind right before Christmas. Yay. That put me in the Christmas spirit. Because that was my plan going into 2026. So now I'm working. I didn't have a plan B, but I'm working on a plan B now. And
is it a plan B that you can talk about?
Probably not on here, but it rhymes with passive, if you know what I mean. That's it. But here's the thing. There's only two ways to get in the Diamond catalog. It's these one guys I was working with before, and then Massive. That's it to get in the Lunar catalog. There's no other pathway to get in right now.
Right.
Now, I do know for a fact Universal is coming into America next year.
Okay.
From Canada. But again, I'm afraid it's going to be a similar situation as Lunar. I think the collapse of Diamond was a chance for these companies to purge a lot of smaller publishers, just because. I mean, I know obviously Silverline and Cosmic Times is never like this, but there's a few small publishers out there that tend not to ship their books when they say they're going to, and I know it's a pain for some of these distributors to deal with.
Yeah.
And that company rhymes with out comics. Out. Anyways, we're not naming names out here today. We're not naming names.
Well, they've had some problems. I think. I
don't think they exist anymore, to be honest with you.
I don't know the answer to that, but I do think they have some. I do think they have some issues. And once again, we are sponsored by Coca-Cola.
Mine's bigger than yours.
The soda
I saw
king.
that,
But I'm putting it in a cup, so I don't feel so bad.
Steve Scott's got a question here. Martin, you want to talk about any of this? He goes, "What are the margins when distributing comics to stores? Printing costs, distribution, store, et cetera, et cetera."
Well, I did find out through my meetings with this other company that Lunar gives better terms than Diamond did. They are 50%, not 60%.
Interesting.
And Universal is 49.
But now, is that the same if you go through Massive?
Probably not. They're probably, well, that was the thing. This other company I was dealing with said it would be 10%, which would be just what Diamond was charging anyway. So
yeah,
so it wasn't. I wouldn't feel the heat from that. The other company was asking for $500 a month.
Yes.
And that was like, yeah.
Well, that's what Massive was asking at one point in time.
I've heard that number's gone down.
Yeah, that's what they told. That's when and I told these guys already. When I reached out to them earlier, they're like, yeah, we'd be happy to have you $500 a title. I'm like, what? Like,
yeah, I've heard that's gone down a bit. So.
Like, I have heard that's gone down as well. But now, have you also heard that? And the rest of you chime in if you've heard this as well. But
except for Tom, because we can't hear him. I'm sorry.
Well, we can hear him, but you can't. Massive just recently kind of ticked off a bunch of retailers because they started doing what, and I don't know if they did it carte blanche to all of their retailers or just some of the accounts, but they started doing what Philbo does and ask for the money up front.
Please don't do that.
Yep. That's again, I was away on Christmas when a lot of this was happening. So you know how when you're busy, these things fly across your feed and I'm like, that sounds interesting. I want to read it, but I don't have time. I'm going to eat cake.
Here's the thing though, whatever it is, I have to be distributed. I have a lot of deals that were dependent on me being a nationally distributed publisher that are all kind of on hold right now. They were all for 2025. I'm making promises. Hopefully I can keep if I can just land some kind of distribution. However, taking the money up front, that is going to destroy that. That's but I thought Lunar handled all that. Lunar handles the collection of the funds, not Massive.
Again, this was just a couple of groups I was in. I heard them talking about retailers being mad at Massive for doing that. So, well,
I'm currently in emails going back and forth with them. So if I hear that, I will pass the information on.
Yeah. I'm not a retailer, so I don't know. And I don't think my my local shops deal with Massive or Lunar that much. So,
well, they have to if they're carrying DC Comics.
Yeah, I don't think they carry much around here. I have not talked to Phil, I've been on vacation all of December. I haven't been down that way.
So who's your local shop, Roland? I don't even know them.
So we have Vibranium up here and Bearded Browncoats. Mm-hmm, yep.
Okay, Bearded Browncoats the bigger of the two, but I don't know those guys. Do you have a relationship with them? I'm sorry, we're talking Florida stuff.
Bearded Browncoat?
Yeah.
I met them, but they seem to be more interested in game. They were nice. They seem to be more interested in games, and I let them know, hey, I'm right down the road. Let's do something when the book comes out. They seem to be interested in it, but I never heard from them. So,
well, I believe they have their hand in the Ocala Comic Con. They're one of the major sponsors. So talk to them. Get yourself guested this year, so we can booth next to each other.
Well, I did meet the guy who ran the Ocala Comic Con, and we hit it off pretty well. So
Chris or Seth? Well, there's Seth Mann, who I know you're hanging out with. Yeah.
Seth, yeah.
I'm sorry, this is so inside Florida. Nobody cares about this. Let's talk comics.
All right. So what about all right, Roberta, Mike, Tom? Y'all got any questions?
Well, yeah.
No, I'm
what
listening.
about, Steve also
Tom's
asked
saying
about
something.
printing. What about printing?
Oh yeah, what about printing, Martin? Tom said Steve asked about printing. What about printing?
Is Tommy on the feed? No. Okay, good. No, other Tommy. The
Oh no.
I've done most of my printing. I've switched over pretty much 100% to using Rich with comic impressions, and only because they're in Fort Myers, and if I need to put a thumb on them, I can.
You're
They
right
do
there.
offset. They do, of course, digital, short runs, but they also do offset printing, and they have shipped books to Diamond for me, and I know that they do Keen Spot. They print Keen Spot's books, and they ship those to Lunar. So they're already in with Lunar. So I'll get that discount of the bulk shipping. So that's unless they drop the ball massively, or I really don't want to print in Canada. I'd rather print in the States and be able to print in Florida, where I can drive right over if there's an issue.
Yeah.
It's 2 hour drive, but the it's 2.5. It's worth it for a little extra cost per issue.
Yeah. BJ and I actually drove up to a printer up around Jacksonville, and their traditional offset printer. They don't do much in the way of comics. We got the whole tour of the facilities. Really nice. I priced them out for one. There was a big misunderstanding on the price quote, and because of the delay on it, I'm just like, I can't deal with you guys and messing this stuff up right now. I just went ahead and said, all right, I'm just gonna go back with Kablam, because they know what I'm doing. But I would like to give them a shot sometime, because again, they have the big web presses, and a real nice facility up there. But for something like that, it's all about volume, and so far we don't have that kind of volume. But unless Tom can sell me some ads.
Well,
Martin.
If you hook up with 3 other publishers, you could gang print your books at the same time.
No idea.
That's interesting. So Martin, what he said, if you hook up with 3 or 4 other publishers, we could look into gang printing.
Oh yeah, but I've talked. Here was the thing. I'll go back in time. A bunch of years ago, before I even connected with you, Roland, we had put together this thing. It was going to be #FL Comics. That was what we were going to call ourselves. We were like 4 or 5 little smut publishers here in Florida. And we had all these plans to gang publish or a print. And we were going to buy a big quad at New York Comic Con and all share it.
Yeah.
But my experience is whenever it comes time for people to open their wallets, suddenly it's hard to get them on email. They don't return calls. So I'm always a little gun shy with that sort of stuff. But I do. If you need to do a large print, I'm doing a large print. Let's get together, man.
I'm always a little gun shy when you're around Tom Mason and you start talking about opening up wallets and getting money.
Listen, all you need is money. You can succeed. You can make money if you have money.
What's the old saying? I think Mike used this a few weeks ago. The easiest way to make $1 million in comic books is to spend $2 million.
That's right.
Right.
Well, that's right. That whenever I talk to any marketing companies, like I'm working with a couple of marketing companies, and I tell them I will give you $10,000 if you can guarantee I'll get 10,001 back.
Right.
I don't mind spending obscene amount of money if I can just get it back.
Right.
I don't even need to make a profit.
Yeah.
But obviously a profit would be nice.
$1 a profit.
But but I find myself, like you say, I'll spend $10,000 and I'll get 8,000 back. Like I think I told you the story. We did PalmCon in 2017. It made $70,000. I was like, yes. I remember I had a stack of cash in the car. That I drove past a used car lot. I said, I have enough cash to go buy that car. Which from a poor welfare kid like me, I was like, wow, but then it cost $80,000 to run the show. So
Good grief.
It's like, I made all this money and it was gone. Yeah.
Yeah, but you must have figured something out, because you're still doing it.
I downsized the show. I got away from the convention center. It was too big of a dice to roll, because I'm spending money hand over fist. I spent $80,000, and I was making a ton of money, but it just wasn't enough. So right now, with the 2 shows I do, I run the shows even to make sure that as long as everything's covered, I'm happy. make a little profit to roll into the next year's show and try to make it better. But that's kind of how I operate my business. I mean, I would like to see a larger return on investment, but as long as I don't get a negative return, I can keep functioning.
Let's roll back to Steve's. I won't put it back up here again. Let's roll back to Steve's. David, I see you. I'm not forgetting you. He goes, "What are the margins when distributing comics to stores, spreading cost distribution store?" So let's actually talk about some of the percentages for a minute, because I suspect that might be what he's asking. I know that for Diamond required a 60% off. So for those who are math challenged like me, that means whatever your cover price is, you get 40% of that.
Do you still do cover prices since for the books you don't put in stores? You leave the cover price.
I have never put a cover price on. I shouldn't say never. I don't put cover prices on them in case
even when you distribute to retailers.
I give them a barcode. I give them a barcode. Yeah,
but no actual price. So what is your SRP when you put it in the catalog?
$4.99. Well, I actually just gone up with Diamond because I went up to a $5.49. Wait, and so let's.
Well, what are you with Filbo? Are you $5.49 with Filbo?
Once I get back to the new stuff, yeah. But stuff that we're kind of re-offering stuff with, like I'm re-offering Trumps, right? And so it's still at $4.99. We didn't increase the price, but when I get to the new stuff, it's going to go back up to $5.49. And the reason we did that is I don't know how much time you spent looking around, and I don't know how much time Roberta, Mike, Tom, you guys have either. But I spent some time looking around online for our books, and I found that in almost every instance they were deeply discounted. Nobody was selling them for cover price. Not even the comic shops. The comic shops were offering them at a discount. And so I'm like, well, why am I the only one that's losing money? And if you're not selling them at this price to make that money, then I don't know what's going on. So I just decided I would up the price a little bit. They're going to discount it anyway, right? And I remember. I didn't try to figure out what their numbers were.
I know my store, if you're a subscriber, everything's 10% off. So
okay,
and then DCBS will discount up to 30% off.
Right? Yeah,
because they do volume. They do an insane. Plus, DCBS is also lunar. So
I know, which is a problem that a lot of retailers have.
Oh sure.
Yeah. Now with so what was the lunar deal? Do you remember that?
Well, with your discount at 60% off at $249, you would make $549. Sorry, you'd make $219.
Right.
And you print them, I'm assuming, for a lot less than that.
Not a lot less, but less. Yeah.
Well, then you're not. Come on, man. You got to get it down around at least $1.50, right?
No, I don't think so. I'd have to go back and look. I don't think it's $1.50. I don't. Wow. Again, I don't. Ours is all because I can't print.
You can't overprint.
I can't overprint. I can't print in mass. I would love to tell you that I'm going up and printing 1,000 copies of these and getting them all for $1.50. But with print on demand, we're kind of getting them. Hey, they order 50. I'm printing 55. Well, I print a few more. I print some for the creators and stuff, but that's pretty much it. It's real tight, and especially now that we have lost a whole bunch of money, what Diamond owes us, it's even tighter.
Yeah, I hear you on that. So. That's the equation you have to work on. That's what I've been working on for the last year, trying to find that right cover price number. I hate charging $4.99. I really do. I don't think comics are worth that much. Not that I don't think my comics are worth it. I just think comics in general are worth that much.
I think they're worth it, but I think that, and of course there's Tom might, of course you can't hear him, but Tom might chime in here. That's been one of the long running discussions of, if you lower the price, will they buy the comics?
No.
Well,
you saw him shake his head, right?
I don't know. I've been I buy a lot of. I know you know. I still buy new comics off the shelf every week. I've actually gotten back to going in every Wednesday to try to get that comic shop experience. The prices are getting a little stupid. I'm buying like 6 comics, so like $30. Like, well, I'm sorry, what
That's
happened?
crazy.
Here? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's with my 10% discount. Because sometimes they're $5.99, sometimes they're $6.99. You don't even realize it until after they run you up. Like, and then I buy variants like an idiot. You know, I need that foil. I need that this.
Just like your joysticks.
Yeah, exactly. No, I bought the new Void Rivals comic. I bought 6 different versions of it. Why? I don't need a blank sketch cover. No one's ever going to draw.
He has Roberta.
Yes, you could.
I'm a sucker.
Yeah.
I also get all 6 different kinds of Cheerios.
6 different kinds of Cheerios.
There are.
Steve Scott, did we answer your question there about the printing costs and everything? And then he said, hey, this is a good question. He says, just curious on how many copies you need to sell to go beyond break even. Are numbers good these days? No, they're not. I says, hope they are. Great work by you guys. Thank you, Steve.
Well, I can speak to this a little bit.
What do you need to break even?
In all my meetings, I learned Lunar. Remember, Diamond had a dollar amount you had to hit that they never enforced. Lunar has a unit number. They want you to sell a minimum of 300 to 400 units a month of a book, which I don't think is impossible.
I don't think so either.
You put some marketing on it. So all you need to do is figure, what does it cost to print 400 copies, which would be or 500 copies, which would be your minimum print run. And then you set your cover price based on the 60 or 40 or 50% discount, whatever, off of that, and you will always break even, minus production cost. That's not going to get into that. But that's just talking printing costs. As far as production costs, that's what we use crowdfunding to try to mitigate. I know you use Fund to Buy Comic, and I'm a Kickstarter guy.
Yeah,
like Coke and Pepsi. So that's my plan. Like, I have a book that I'm working on with Kevin Laporte right now. That if it wasn't, we could talk about artist versus AI. But anyways, if it wasn't for the artist, it would be done right now. That we're launching on Kickstarter in February. We were supposed to launch it in January. But the idea is to raise $3,000 on Kickstarter, which will cover the production, and then the printing will just mix in with what we'll do. Hopefully, if we lay in distribution, to try to get all that covered with what we sell through the direct market.
Yeah.
And then just ultimately break even, not pocket anything.
Yeah. So, Steve, I know for us, one of the things when we were looking kind of at, when I was looking at this printer up in Jacksonville, it looked like it was going to take us about at the $4.99 cost, about 700 copies to break even. And that's with a 24 page book. I think I might have been 28 pages. I want to say it was about 700 copies. Yeah, it's been several years since I looked at that. I have to go back. And I think that was because the minimum you could print was 1,000 copies. And so that gave you about 300 extra to sell.
Yeah, but you can't. But the thing with that is, when you sell it, you talk about the break even margins with the direct market with your 60% discount, which kills your profit. But then everything you sell to convention is at full ticket price, which is well above what 3 times what you paid to print it.
Right.
So then you're working on a 3-to-1 for every one you sell, you're paying for 3, as far as print cost goes. And that can, if you keep track of it, that will eventually get that number back down to 0.
Yeah. I think so. Jose said, Martin, he goes, I'll draw a Void Rivals blank for you.
Count it. Let's do it, dude. I'll bring it next time I see you in the show. I keep buying blank variants. And I just bag and board them and never. Why don't I take them? I'm a Heroes Con every year. I could have people draw on them.
Yeah. Martin, you won't be able to hear this answer.
I'm going to put it up on Facebook.
Okay.
Listen to it that way.
But David has a great question that probably a lot of people will want to know, and so I'm going to give, before Tom answers this question, I'm going to give a little bit about Tom that he probably won't say too much. Now, most of you know Tom from Malibu, that he did Dinosaurs for Hire. But one of the things, and Tom, you'll have to forgive me if I don't give your title exactly right, but one of the things that Tom did at Malibu was run the marketing department. That's what they did. That's what he oversaw. They studied these things, prices and promotions and things like that. So Tom's not just making this stuff up because he goes, I read a blog, right? this is something he's done and has experience for several years doing this. So the question for Tom from David A. Scooter is Tom, why doesn't a lower price move a comic? Why doesn't lowering the price make a comic sell more?
So here's the deal. I'm not saying it doesn't move a comic. It doesn't move it enough. It doesn't move the needle enough to give you, like if you sell a comic for $3, there's X amount of profit in that pot. If you lower the price to 99 cents, for example, you're not going to make enough money to cover the money you lost if you'd sold it at $3 a copy. It won't do it. And the sales increase that you get won't be worth the money you lost covering the difference. And so, and then you're not going to make enough money to give your creative team their royalties. So if you have a special comic and you have let's say it's issue 5, you're going to lower the price for new readers or whatever. You also lower the royalties for the creative team because you're not going to make as much money to break them into royalties and give them back some of their money that they've earned. So it sounds like a great theory. Oh, let's just lower the price. We'll sell more, but you will never sell enough to make back your nut.
Yeah. So if let's just go with your $3, and because this is easy math for me, let's go with your $3.99 thing. Let's say you're selling 1,000 copies. How many more copies, if we lowered the price to 99 cents, how many more copies do we have to sell
What are you selling for?
1,000.
1,000. So in general, you'd probably have to sell about 4,000. You'd have to quadruple your sales, and you're not going to do that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
There's no book that's going to quadruple sales just because you lowered the price.
Just because they lowered the price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially the way the market works now.
Yeah.
And especially for independent publishers, because independent publishers have an unknown product. And they're not people like what we discovered when we were working on the Star Trek comics.
We being Malibu.
There's a price point that you can push, and the Star Trek fan will always turn out to buy that comic. And in those days, that price was DCs were selling theirs for $1.99 or $1.95. We were selling Star Trek Deep Space Nine for $2.50. We outsold the DC Star Trek comics at the higher price, but we couldn't push past that price because that's where the push would set. That's where the break was for the readers. You go to $2.99, they're not going to. They'll start to diminish.
Huh.
So it's
part of it is finding where their roof is.
Yeah, you find it because as a publisher, your job is to make money for your company and for the creators. So you want to find out the highest. You want to find the highest price that you can get for and not drop sales.
Okay, Martin, what?
Sorry, I missed the last part of that because the Facebook was out of sync to what you guys were talking
but
about.
You heard half of it.
I heard half of it. But the flip side, I agree with everything you said about the price. But selling 4,000 as an independent publisher is impossible right now. I don't believe IDW sells 4,000 Star Trek comics right now.
Right.
And they publish 4 different Star Trek comics. But to the Star Trek thing, quality. Those Deep Space Nine books were really good.
They were cool.
Not that the DC books weren't good. But like what IDW is doing now for $4.99 to $5.99 a comic, these Star Trek comics are readable. I'm a huge Star Trek fan, and I can't even justify spending $1 on them, let alone $4.99. So there is the quality versus the cost too. And I bought those Malibu comics back in the day, and I guess I recognized it was a higher price, but I just felt that the quality was there, and those books were really
because they rocked.
It's awesome.
They were,
but also, and that doesn't transfer over. Like the Venn diagram of Star Trek fans versus Star Trek fans who buy comics versus Star Trek fans who will then buy other comics that aren't Star Trek. Like there aren't any of those fans.
Yeah,
So they came for the Star Trek comic and they left only with the Star Trek comic.
Yeah. They didn't want protectors.
No, they didn't want anything else.
Yeah.
It was a one-stop thing.
So David A. Scudero says, if I am understanding Tom, the idea of a loss leader cannot apply to a comic company.
Right, because it's not beans. It's not a canned corn or whatever. So I got in this discussion. I got in this argument really with Richard Rogers, who was the head of marketing at Marvel, and because he thought it was just M&Ms. Like you could just get, if you just start selling blue M&Ms, you'll end up selling more M&Ms to the same people. It's like, well, yeah, but comics aren't candy. Comics aren't food. Comics aren't, there's certain parallels to general retail marketing that comic books apply to, but not that.
Yeah.
It's discretionary taste. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
People need laundry detergent. People need beans. People need all that other stuff. People want candy and gum. Comics are an accessory.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Go
know
ahead.
I'm coming in late, but what about free?
Go ahead, Martin.
Okay, I'm still listening to him on the replay. Sorry. What about Free Comic Book Day? I find that, I mean, if you do say a reprint.
So I'm not sure what you're asking when you're saying what about it, because Free Comic Books Day is only free to the fans,
But it's
not
still,
free.
it's still a loss because you have to, the publishers charge so little for
Right.
those books. They're just breaking even on printing.
I would do it as a reprint for Free Comic Book Day because I've already paid my creators and I've already paid for the editorial material. So I would do some kind of like, here I am extension to the Free Comic Book Day. I wouldn't necessarily, or if I had corporate money, then I would do my debut thing.
Right. So I applied for Free Comic Book Day. Was it last year? I think, and I followed all their guidelines and everything. I got a very nice rejection for them, and they asked me actually to try again. Ultimately, they said my price was about a nickel too high, because I think I'd have to go back and look, but I think it was about 30 cents is what I was able to get it down to, so that I didn't lose money. That was we weren't making any money, but I wasn't losing money.
Well, we try again.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going. Well, I mean,
I'll tell you this much: every time I see Free Comic Book Day, it's usually issue number ones.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And see, I was going to do that.
Or it's an offering
number one.
catalog, which
And-
I think those are good too.
Yeah.
But the number ones get you into a new comic.
Yep.
Well, and I like the idea of like doing, some of these companies will do like a flip book where it's number one of this issue on one side and you flip it over and it's number one. So try to get you into two,
Right.
at least promote two series with the one Free Comic Book
Yeah.
Day. But I wanted to mention this, what in my last meeting with these folks that kicked me in the teeth, they, just as that was happening, Universal, I believe it's Universal, acquired the rights to the
They
name Free
did.
Comic Book
Yeah.
Day.
Yeah.
But Marvel doesn't have that right, so they're calling their comics Giveaway Day
Yeah.
because they don't have the right to use the name Free Comic Book Day. It's a weird time.
Yeah. Well,
It is.
and I know, and I can't say much about it because I haven't read all the stuff, but I know that there are other discussions about others doing a Free Comic Book Day thing as well.
Yeah. The great thing about Free Comic Book Day is it does get people in the store,
Yes.
and you are part of a larger marketing effort without additional expense.
Hey, I talked to one of the local retailers, one of the retailers in Orlando, and he said Free Comic Book Day is one of his 3 biggest single days of
That's
the
cool.
year.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like Black Friday.
Yeah.
The same thing with Past, Present, Future, but they do a sale. They do a whole thing that ties into it.
Yeah. Well, and that's it. They I mean, it gets people in the door, and then they get their free comic, but then they go buy other stuff,
But now you
There's
could
usually
do-
guest artists too, someone
Yeah, I
in
mean,
there.
Yeah.
Until
That's what I was
last
gonna say.
year,
You
Tommy and
could
I
do a-
hung out at Free Comic Book Day down in at Coliseum of Comics.
Listen, you could do a Free Comic Book Day. I'm sure Phil would get behind it if you just want to do directly to Coliseum. They have 11 locations, dude.
Yeah.
If each location bought 20 copies or 30 copies, that would cover your cost. And then you and Tommy and the whole team, whoever's in Florida, could go do signings at all the different Coliseums. You have
Yeah.
I think you should do that this year, dude.
Yeah.
If you want to do a flip book, I'll take the backside of it.
Okay, we'll talk.
Yeah.
It'd be fun. Steve Scott said, Tom, you and Roland should write a book on this. So much good info. Hey, Steve, fun fact. Tom, this is public knowledge, right?
Yeah, people know because I've been
Okay.
contacting him.
Yeah. So see, fun fact: Tom is writing a book.
Mhm.
I don't know that it's so much about the publishing details that you're kind of asking about, but it's certainly a history of Malibu Comics. Do you have a working title, Tom?
Yeah, it's
I
it's
didn't hear
the Lost.
Tell me the title, Roland.
Wait, it's the Ultraverse, the Lost Universe of Marvel Comics.
Ah, Martin, he said it's called Ultraverse, the Lost Universe of Marvel Comics.
That's true. I don't.
You know,
That whole
I
thing's
think
a mystery to me.
I think didn't our pal JC put it in Lost Universes in the Diamond thing?
He put Ultraverse in there, yeah,
the gemstone
because
thing?
it's one of the ones that just was forgotten.
Yeah.
So
What drives me mad is Marvel or Disney is sitting on all that stuff, as well as the entire cross-gen,
Mhm.
Yeah.
entire publishing line, and it's just as if it never existed.
yes, all
Yeah.
it needs. We get into
As
this
a champion.
all the time. I'll be
Mhm.
brief. All it needs is a champion with inside the corporation,
Yeah.
and it doesn't have that.
Martin, he said all it needs is a champion inside the corporation.
So let's go get a job back at Marvel.
Steve has said awesome to hear. And David A. Scuderes says that will be a must read. Absolutely. 100%. All right. So distribution discussions aside, what do you got planned? What's Cosmic Time have? What are the books that
Well, I'll tell you,
fans will
I
see
have-
this year from you?
I will say this as all tentative because I hate promising things.
Sure.
I know
absolutely.
you do a thing where you say you're on production. I know Travis says he's going to put out 47 books every year.
But
I don't like doing that.
It is all tentative until it's on the schedule.
Exactly. I have I'm working on this turbocharged teenager that we're gonna this book I'm working with Kevin that we're gonna announce the title of real soon and launch the Kickstarter in January. That's what I'm gonna kick my year off with. I'm gonna hopefully if I land this distribution thing, I'll be putting out some long overdue trades of some of my series. Final issue of Good, the Bad, and the Prehistoric is finally underway. My good buddy
Nice.
Zach is working on it. He's getting divorced, man. It's a rough year for him. So I was like, don't worry about the book, dude. Just deal with your personal stuff. But he's using this break. He's a teacher to get back to work on it. I have a series that I think I'm 6 issues worth of scripts ready to go, but it's very ambitious. And I was waiting until I know where I'm going before I put an artist to it. If it works out, I'm gonna have Larry Watts be the artist on this new series. It'll be close to an ongoing series. It'll be at least 10 issues
Nice.
long.
Yeah.
So,
Cool.
And I'm working on some strategies to tie in crowdfunding.
Hey.
Yeah. What was that?
Put it back up there,
I was
Tom.
looking away.
Yeah. Wait, hang on.
Yeah, but you know about the rate of attrition, dude. By issue 3 in the direct market, you start spiraling down.
Mhm.
But I'm working on a plan to try to. I don't know what I'm doing really, but trying to pair crowdfunding with the direct market and have special editions available after they've been released to the direct market, and hopefully get that crowdfunding on the back end as opposed to the front end.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm doing a thing. I'll tell you this. You can steal it if you like it. I'm putting a trade paperback out if I get distribution for Deep Space Tragedy next year. It's a 4-issue miniseries about a teenage robot rock band on the run. And there's a ton. Mike, who did the book, actually did 2 different issue 1s before we decided to do this one. So there's a ton of back matter, at least 100 pages of back matter.
Wow.
And the plan is this. Release the regular edition with just the 4 issues to the direct market. After that hit stores, launch the Kickstarter for the special edition that has the entire 4 issues plus the 100 pages, 1 volume, or you can just get the 100-page extra as an additional book to pair with the one you bought at the retail level. So try not to piss off retailers.
Right.
People only buy at retail, but still feed the Kickstarter group and hopefully, crossbreed that a little bit. We'll see.
Yeah.
If it happens, it happens. I'm just trying to find new ways because I don't want to give up Kickstarter, but I do find that retailers aren't really big fans of the full platform. So if I can find a way for the crowdfunding and the direct market to work together, then I'll be ducky. Well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the challenges. So how have you handled that before? Talking about crowdfunding and retailers.
Well, I did, like say for From Blood, I crowdfunded it and I waited months before putting it into retail, but that created these huge gaps in my schedule. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure a way to keep the schedule rolling with, say, 4 Kickstarters a year and 12 to 15 comics a year into the 12 to 15 direct market, and 4 Kickstarters a year, just to keep the revenue flowing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's my watch telling me I didn't get enough exercise today. Thanks.
I was going to say you have another stream you're headed to.
No, I get this message like every day about this time. Hey, fatty, get out of your chair. Shut up. But what do you guys got going? What's the big? I know you're going to have. I think you're having a stream talking about what you have planned for 2020.
Yeah, we are. So this is about you.
So I love to hear. I mean, what are your about your convention schedule? Can you talk about that? What do you have coming out?
Yeah. So
all of you are doing shows, I'm sure. Except I can't hear Tom if he does a show.
Yeah. Well, Tom will, of course, I'm speaking for him now. So Tom, you can tell me if I'm wrong. Tom will, of course, do San Diego Comic-Con.
Nice.
Are you doing New York this year, Tom?
Yes.
He's going to do New York.
And WonderCon.
Now, do you do
WonderCon.
Artist Alley or do
WonderCon.
you get a booth?
No, I don't get a booth. I walk around.
He walks around.
Okay.
Yeah.
I find it easier because it's just me. It's easier to just meet people and set up meetings and mingle than it is to try to, because you don't make your money back on a booth into those big shows. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way to recover.
And so many people love doing those big shows, but they're like, I love doing the big shows. I'm like, but why? You can't make your money back. You're not going to sell enough to make it. You know, I hear people say, oh, they had a great time. And I get that, right? I totally get that. But that's a different discussion.
Well, no, but here's the thing. Let me throw this out there. Because I've done New York. I've done, I think, 6 times New York Comic Con. I did. And I will say, New York Comic Con's okay for networking. I have done some really solid networking at New York Comic Con. And just being seen there as a publisher has elevated my status. But I will say I did I do C2. Emerald City Comic Con was quite possibly the greatest show I ever did for networking.
Is that the one in
Seattle?
Oregon? Oh yeah,
Seattle. I mean,
so you like that one, huh?
I don't like the town, but I like the show.
Yeah,
the
I've heard good
best,
things about
obviously.
it.
I mean, Heroes Con is the networking show.
Oh, yeah.
But
I'm trying to go back to Heroes Con this coming year.
I thought we were going to split a hotel. What happened? We're going to reach out to the girl, have her give us a hotel.
Well, I haven't heard back from her yet. I don't know whether I'm accepted.
I'll reach out and see what she says.
Okay, thanks.
Katie, is that her name?
Kara.
Anyway.
Kara or Kara. I've
But
seen
they
it
did
written.
New York Comic Con. New York Comic Con cost with table, flights, hotel. You're looking at $4,000 probably. Easy.
Right. Yeah.
Is what I spend for New York Comic Con. I'll make $1,200, $1,300 back, so I lose a ton of money.
And see, my problem is I don't have that kind of money to lose.
But
if I had corporate funding now,
but the payout over time has. I mean, I got Diamond because I was at New York Comic Con. So I mean, there's a value. There's a intrinsic value. Plus, take BJ, call it a vacation, and you can write it off as a business expense.
Yeah.
Where
am I going to come up with the $3,000 that I don't get back?
You're a working man.
Well, that's your partner. When Tom
It's your vacation. That's your Disneyland money.
Yeah.
But you can partner with people and work.
Yeah. Yeah.
But don't drive. I drove it one time. That was the biggest mistake of my life. Parking in the city is so much more expensive than just flying in. It was insane.
Yes.
So we're still trying to get Roberta to do shows.
Where are you out of, Roberta? Where are you?
Los Angeles.
Oh, they got all the good shows.
Yeah, they do.
Roberta's still shy.
Yeah. Well,
We're working on it.
I am.
Yeah. You should have seen the and I don't think I'm saying anything that Roberta would get mad about. You should have seen we've been streaming here for what, 6 years, Roberta?
Oh wow, how's it been?
I think so. 5 years at least.
Since COVID, at
My
least.
Yeah.
God. Yeah, it's been since COVID.
And Roberta, when I first asked Roberta, she says, I don't know if I'll talk much, but I'll color.
Uh-huh.
And now she talks all the time.
Talk a little.
Okay, not all the time, but yeah, you talk a whole lot more than you did initially.
That's true. Yeah, you got me on my shell a bit.
That's right.
I'm like, I'll just be quiet here, and then I started laughing when I was coloring. I'm like, I can't do this. and ignore
Mike-
you all.
Where are you out of, Mike?
I'm out of Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Yeah,
What do they
Central
got in
Park.
Kentucky. They got good shows in that area, don't they?
They've got a really good one every March, the Lexington Comic Con. It's 4 days, and but it's a pretty much it's a big pop culture con.
Yeah, that's how
That's
they're
a
all
lot
going
of
these
days.
Yeah, that's a whole lot of days, but they do give Thursday night all to the comic guys.
That's nice.
But after that, it's pretty much all about the celebrities.
Yeah.
But,
Correct me if I'm wrong.
yeah,
You're on Substack, right, Mike?
I am.
Yeah, I see your Substack. Roland, why are you not on Substack? It's a great
You
way to
could
talk
be.
to your fans, dude.
It is.
Yeah. We've got a newsletter, so I mean,
Just copy paste it into Substack.
yeah, I don't know. That's more work for me. You're trying to create more work.
Yeah, get on TikTok.
It's
do the
social,
dances,
though,
Get to Substack.
you know?
Yeah.
Social media is the job, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's free marketing, really.
Substack
people
is so
look
much
to you.
easier than any other social. I mean, Substack, I think, actually reaches the people actually interested in your stuff, opposed to Facebook and X, and you're throwing them throwing it to the wind.
All right, so let me ask you a question. Would you because we haven't reached the point in MailChimp yet where I've heard people go, oh, I don't like MailChimp because we haven't reached the point where we got to pay for it yet. I like the statistics that MailChimp gives me.
Same stats on Substack.
Yep.
Same stats.
So my question to you would be, would you remove MailChimp in favor of Substack? Would you just transfer everything to Substack?
That's what I did. I only use MailChimp now for PalmCon.
Mike, would you?
Oh yeah, I
Did you?
nothing. I don't use anything but Substack. Substack is my 100% way of talking to fans and guys who buy a book. So,
And everything
Yeah, it gives you a
everything
little
I
blog
see.
plus newsletter. I'm sorry, Tom.
Oh, no, good. Everything I see from Mike on social media drives the audience back to his Substack. So there's a central location to find. If you want more Mike, he'll guide you to the place where there's more Mike.
yeah,
Yeah.
because on Facebook and X and Blue Sky and LinkedIn and all these, it's diminishing returns on the algorithm. At least with Substack, you have a direct communication.
And it still
tells
goes to the email.
And it goes through the email, or they can go to
Yeah.
the site, and it tells you what kind of open rate you have with your emails. It gives you statistics that allow you to kind of just see who your audience is, opposed to the people that maybe view it once. I mean, heck, I've had some guys open the email 10, 15 times.
Really?
And yeah, you can tell. But like I said, they give you that little bit of information.
Do you
That's
have
good.
to? So do you have to have a Substack account in order? Because I don't remember. I have one, but do you have to have a Substack account in order to read the Substack?
I don't think so.
No,
Like-
no,
like
it's
if
not
I-
required.
Okay.
It just goes right
Okay.
to the email of the people that I have an email.
Yeah.
I imported my email list into Substack,
Yeah.
and
Oh.
I've had very few drop off too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Roberta, David S. Goodrich says, "Come to WonderCon. I
There
will
you
buy
go.
lunch," but it said
Aw.
not for Tom.
Thank you, David.
how do you pass a free lunch?
I know.
so
that sounds
there you
great.
go.
Thank you.
So yeah, you're gonna have to get up there. Yeah, we David,
Yeah.
we've been talking to Roberta because she's got a
Mhm.
big body of work, right?
Mhm. I do.
She needs to go. She needs to sit up at a table, and yeah. So we're working on her. It's a process, but we're working on her. Jose Fuentes. Jose, you should have just jumped on with this, man. He says, New York Comic Con was a great time, and I got to chat with my former Kubert teachers and fellow graduates and other pros. That was my big takeaway from New York Comic Con.
He tabled there.
Yeah, he tabled there.
Yeah.
And he said, but the dinners and time walking around with my wife was amazing. So, yeah.
Well, I picked up my first tie-in book at New York Comic Con. These Void of
first
Heroes
what?
guys.
Oh,
This
Void
is
Heroes,
based on
yeah.
that video game. I got 2 volumes out of this that I'm going to be re-releasing, hopefully, through Lunar soon. And this was only because I was at New York Comic. These guys were from Finland, flew into New York Comic Con to find a publisher, and they found me. Now I'll tell you I think I told you this story before, Roland. My biggest New York Comic Con flub. A lot of people when you're there set up, people are giving you their books. Please publish me. Please publish me.
Right,
And some
right.
group gave me this big pack of books. And I looked at the name of the publisher. I'm like, I'm not publishing that. And then years later, I think I told you this, I dug it out. I thought it said Man Cave. It said Mad Cave. Mad Cave initially came to me to be their publisher. But because I thought it said man cave. I'm like, I'm not publishing something. And it just sat in the stack for years. And I found it like 3 or 4 years ago. I'm like, oh crap, I could have been there. I could be publishing Mad Cave comics.
You know what?
But that's why you go to the bigger shows for that.
Yeah.
I know a topic that we have got to cover, and I need absolutely every one of you guys. We need to talk about logos sometimes.
Mhm.
Yes, we do.
That's true.
Because all of you would have great input. Yeah. So, Mikey, what about shows for you?
I haven't got anything lined out yet. It's still early.
Yeah.
I'm working on a few things, including the ones I would normally go to.
So the first ones on my schedule are in March, early March. March 7th is Galactic Con, which is down in Claremont, I think. And I think that'll be me, Jose, and Tommy. And then there's ShadowCon the very next week, March 14th, which I think it'll be me, Jose, and Tommy again.
Three Musketeers.
It's all buddies weekend.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. There'll be no Deland for us this year. And here's the big interesting thing. We got a big question mark on Daytona Beach this year. Yeah. I'm not sure that we will be returning. I'm not saying we're not. I'm just saying I got a message that said we're going to be making some changes and don't know whether you guys are going to make it this year.
Maybe you'll come to PalmCon this year. I only ask every year.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll come.
Do a show with Martin.
Maybe PalmCon this year. Maybe.
When is PalmCon? I'll put it on my schedule. November what?
November 14th and 15th in Port St. Lucie.
That's way down. November 14th and 15th. PalmCon.
Close to the West Palm.
Palm.
Let me see. I'm double checking my dates. Yeah, 14th and 15th. Port St. Lucie, 2026.
I am hoping to return to Heroes Con, and I'm also hoping to get back to the Ocala Comic Con.
Yeah, definitely. Reach out. The same guy that runs Ocala is running a show called Collective Con in Jacksonville. I'm doing it.
Okay.
You should look at it. It's a good show. Last year wasn't as good as it had been years past, but it's still a good show. It's after MegaCon, so.
Jose says he'll come to PalmCon.
There.
Hey Jose, if I come, you think we can convince Martin to put us side by side? I said that. I paused like I was waiting for an answer, didn't I?
No,
Yeah, you did.
Whatever, man. But as far as I think you should look into the Collective Con too. I know Jacksonville's kind of far from you.
That's not that bad, actually.
But
actually, Jacksonville's not that bad. I've made the trip up there, and I can make it up there and back in a day. Done it.
Or you can stay in a hotel with me if you need to. It's a well-run show. It's a good show. I do well at that show, so I highly recommend it.
Okay.
Unfortunately, this might be the last year because I guess they're tearing down the building, but maybe I'll find a new location. I don't know.
I would like to get up. I would like to get up into South Georgia, and maybe into South Carolina as well.
What shows are there? I did that Savannah show a few years back, and it was
how was that?
Dud. Oh my
really?
Gosh. They were supposed
The
to
Savannah Comic Con was a dud.
Yeah, it's all. I think they've all merged and changed owners now. But at the time, this is an interesting story. It was Kevin and I and his girls and Mike and Ryan. So it was a big group, and we said we'll come up, just get us 2 hotel rooms, and we don't need travel expense or anything. And they were dragging their feet, and then like 3 weeks before, I'm like, set us up. Where's our hotel? And they sent us links to the Motel 6. They put us in, and I did the research. It was like in Cracktown. So I said, no, we're not doing that, especially we have these girls with us. And so he said, well, just get your own hotel and I'll pay you back. Guess how fast I have not been paid back.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's terrible when you have to deal with that.
So
Jose says, yes, please.
My only Georgia experience was that show. Besides Dragon Con, what's the good Georgia show to do?
Well, I don't know. There was a Comic Con in Georgia.
There's a good one in Atlanta.
Yeah, that's the Dragon Con.
I thought there was another one in there.
No, I think there's Atlanta Comic Con.
I just say, yeah, Atlanta Comic Con.
What about Lexington? What about driving up to Kentucky? Hang out with Mike, do a show up there.
I've driven up to Kentucky to hang out with Mike before.
Yeah, I've had him numerous times.
That's right. Yeah, and we had a blast up there. You know what, Mike? I think I told you this. My regret is that we didn't plan a time. I need to see the Hatfield and McCoys.
We were right there.
I regret that all the times we went up there to do the Pikeville show with you, we did not spend any time to see Hatfields and McCoys.
Yeah, because Roland wants to start it up again.
So to my understanding, it wouldn't be that hard. They still don't like each other.
Would you guys go to the Baltimore show?
I've heard really good things about the Baltimore show. I would go. Yes, absolutely. I've heard great things about it.
It's supposed to be a really good show.
Mm-hmm. And the other one I've heard good things about, which might be a little far, was Terrificon or Terrificon, something like that.
Yeah, Terrificon's supposed to be really good.
Yeah.
That's in Kentucky, right?
It's in Connecticut or something.
Yeah. It's in the wilderness of Connecticut.
The wilderness. Does Connecticut have wilderness?
We always have it in Mohegan Sun.
Yeah. It's in the casino.
Yeah.
Oh, Indian territory.
But the thing is that there are only like 5 restaurants in the whole area. So if you're going, you have to book your restaurant in advance before you show up at the show, or you won't get anything. It's all that's up there is the casino.
Martin, did you ever do Baltimore Comic-Con?
I never have. No, is that the one that's on the reservation, or is it the Kentucky?
No. The reservation was
Terrificon.
Yeah, I did one show on a reservation in Albuquerque, New Mexico, not knowing how cold it gets in the desert of Weird Al, and that's why I went. And I stayed at the Holiday Inn in Albuquerque. But that was that was one of the most surreal experiences I ever had. I remember going into the green room at that show, and I walked in, and there was the Green Power Ranger eating an apple. I'm like, there's the Green Power Ranger eating a green apple. That's funny. And I look over, and then there's Denise Crosby from Star Trek laid out with her shirt off, and some guy's giving her a massage on a table. I'm like, I'm gonna get my chips and leave. I think this is not where I'm supposed to.
What kind of green room is this?
That's what I was thinking. Like, I don't know what goes on the reservation, but I probably shouldn't be here for this.
What happens on the reservation stays on the reservation.
Yeah, but I was next to the girl from ElfQuest, Wendy
King.
Is that it? Yeah. Her and her
Richard
and Wendy, they were there. They came on separate flights. That was kind of weird. But I was next to them all weekend, so that was kind of fun. That was a cool experience.
I of course I don't follow their personal life closely, but I think, correct me if I'm wrong, they had some problems, but then they fixed them.
Well, the impression I got, there might have been some problems at that time. This was in 20, I don't remember when. It was a long time.
Again, this is purely an impression. The impression I got is they had some problems, then they fixed them.
Next week, Roland will be issuing an apology.
Oh my gosh. I try not to say anything, right? Martin, what else? What else is in store for Cosmic Times that we didn't ask you, that you didn't get to talk about for 2026?
New comics, new partnerships. I'm trying to. I've been kind of solitary and isolated for so long, not dealing with other people. I think it's time I start branching that out a little bit. I'm going to try to start working with other creators outside of my normal loop. I am finding that hiring professionals to do work for you, like say Phil Hester and things like that, not as expensive as you might think. Everybody needs money, so even those guys.
And Phil is a great guy.
I think Bill Sienkiewicz is still out of my reach, but
Yeah. Here we go. David Ace Gutierrez says, "Does Cosmic Times take submissions?"
If I get distributed, yes. If not, I got a plethora of work to do. But the idea is, and that was the thing too. I had a lot of guys from Scout come to me after Scout kind of collapsed, looking for a home, and I said, "Yeah, let's do this, or let's not, because I don't like your book." But without the distribution, I really have nothing to offer them besides, a moderate Kickstarter platform.
Right.
Yeah. So that's why everything hinges on this. And then being rejected recently really has shaken my confidence. So,
well, now, if this is not something you want to talk about, just to move on, have you considered Philbo at all?
Does Phil watch this podcast stream?
Probably.
No, I of course I'm considering it. I'll look into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk to your retailers about football. Anyways.
I just there's we have and I ask that because we have very limited avenues to try. I'm excited about Universal. I hope that they can make the move into the U.S. I dropped them a line not too long ago and never heard back.
Me too. I think I got a standard. We'll get back to email that never came.
Yeah, I got one of those the first time I reached out, but I didn't get it the second time. So
who was using Universal before anybody else? Second Sight.
Really?
Marcus Roberts' company. Yeah.
Interesting. I did not know that.
Maybe talk to them.
Yeah.
We've had Marcus on the show, haven't we?
Yep, we have. Yeah. Good guy. We see him a lot. I don't think he's in Florida, but we see him at a lot of the Florida shows. Mm-hmm. He tends to travel down here. I don't know if he's got family down here or something, but I know we see him at a lot of the Florida shows.
But I encourage you, Roland, reach out to more shows, man. You'll get casted.
Yeah. All right, Martin. If that's it, then I guess we are done for our final show in 2025.
I'm waving like you can't hear me. No, good seeing you too, Tom.
I can't see you.
On Tuesday, that Silverline show on Tuesday, they're having the Eve party, a speed drawing contest. A crew of professional comic creators bring in the new year by doing a goofy speed drawing party. That is on Tuesday. On New Year's Eve, on Wednesday, we're going to just have a New Year's hangout. It is not really going to be the Whammers so much. I'll be hosting all of you guys, including you, Martin, if you want to come hang out a little bit. Everyone is invited to just come hang out. If you want to just drop in for 5 minutes and say hello, Happy New Year's, you guys come along. We may, depending on what my wife has planned, we may hang out more than we usually do if we're having fun. But we are going to have us a New Year's party on the 31st. Next week, which will be January the 4th, we're going to be looking ahead, and we're going to have us a Cray launch party. We're going to look ahead to 2026, talk about what's in store, and we're going to have a launch party for Cray to complete the series. Look at this. We had the last minute here. Thomas Formonti says, I'm home. I'm sorry I missed the show. Love you guys next week. He doesn't love you this week. He doesn't love us this week, but he loves us next week.
Love you guys next week.
And they say, you too, Martin.
Oh,
yeah, we missed you, Tommy.
Good, Tommy.
Glad you are home safely. I hope Santa was good to you. You can tell us about that next week. And Steve Scott said, enjoyed the show. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Steve.
Unless you guys have anything else to say,
make mine
Silverline. Good night, everybody.
I didn't rehearse.
Hey everyone, this is Jose Marzan Jr., anchor for Marvel and DC, and make mine Silverline.